Give me the sign with that little plastic thing.
You already decoded it, but I did buy this at Goodwill the other day, and it says the high sign. So I brought it here just for that.
I like it.
It's $25. All right, ready?
It was $25. 25 cents.
Ready?
Yeah.
She used to be an actress.
She ever do anything I would have seen?
I think her biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Yes, but you're aware that there's an invention called television, and on that invention they show shows?
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick the shows on TV is they make one show, and that show's called a pilot. Then they show that one show to the people who pick the shows, and on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get accepted and become TV programs, some don't and become nothing. She starred in one of the ones that became nothing.
Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, and with me is the man that you want to sit next to in detention. It's Captain Philip Press, sir. Good evening, I love you.
Good evening, I love you too. I only remember maybe a handful of detentions. Mm-hmm. I
no
never,
suspensions. Today is literally called Carmen Got Expelled. Obviously, you never had any expulsions.
Never got exfolded. Mm-hmm. Exfoliated, yes, but not.
You would go to school and use like some kind of coconut
a loofah sponge. Yeah, I think I had a couple of detentions. I think I got suspended maybe once, but it was mm-hmm. So nothing major. I didn't have. There was a guy I worked with, and we were at the Christmas party the other night, and his wife was talking as one of those women that, she's real dumb and she just talks.
Tell me about it.
And I was like, oh yeah, I went to Parkview in 8th grade graduation, and then I was like, did you go to East Peoria? And he goes, yeah, for 2 weeks. And I go, oh. He goes, yeah, I got expelled after 2 weeks my freshman year.
Good Lord.
And I was just like, I didn't ask him. I was like, I think he wanted me to ask him like what happened. But I was like,
how close are you to the guy?
Oh, I work every day with him, but I'm not close to him. I don't like him, but I'm just like, okay, well,
I would love an update on it. I think we should get him on the show.
No, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so at all.
I got a Saturday school. I've had detentions before, but Saturday school is like the Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, did you meet a redheaded chick? And
I threw a piece of meat on a statue.
Was it bologna or ham?
It looked like it could have been either in that movie, didn't it? You know the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Do you remember that? What's that like bologna that has little green things in it?
It's like pimento loaf.
Ugh. Yeah. Good God.
I don't think it's bad. It's just what a weird thing to make a loaf. Meated loaves are odd anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say so.
Whatever.
Yeah. So
I got Saturday school because I was late 3 times in one class. It was basically because my locker was way in the corner of the school. And I had lunch, so I had to go over there to my locker and then all the way to the other side of the school to my Spanish class.
Why didn't you just take your book to lunch?
I don't know. I think that's what happened. Oh. It's also been 25 years, so I don't know.
Well, we weren't heathens in school by any means. We weren't delinquents, but we got rowdy once in a while for sure. I mean, you were late for class,
and you did what?
I think mine was talking like.
Just being a loudmouth.
Yeah,
go figure.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get our guests in here.
With a chick or something.
Oh, Jesus. All right, get our guests in here, please.
Ladies and gentlemen. He's back. One of our podcasting buddies who everybody adores. Every time we have him on, we're like, maybe he'll mention it on his show and we'll get a lot of listeners.
No.
But it never happens, so we just keep bringing him on because we enjoy his company. Let's give it up for Tim. Tim, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Wow, the crowd is really hot tonight.
So hard to stay quiet during that intro. Just sit here and bite my tongue.
Yeah. Did you want to comment on detentions and such?
Yeah. What is your school history?
Yeah, I didn't get in trouble much, but
He wants you to move your microphone
good.
up. I think.
Oh, up, good.
There you go.
Believe it or not, the detentions I got in high school for my hair was too long. I went to a private Catholic high school with a dress code, and I'd liked long hair. So.
And God punished you by taking your hair, right?
That's right. I learned my lesson.
I remember that you used to. I think I've heard tell of that, of you having long hair in high school, and I think my old principal from elementary school, I think his name was it Bill Dwyer?
Oh yeah, Mr. Dwyer.
And he was your principal because he left our school.
Dean.
Dean. Okay, he left. He was the principal of Paul Bolin Elementary to go be the dean of Peoria Notre Dame, where he would go on to scold a young Tim.
Yeah,
wow.
He was a piece of shit. That guy.
He was kind of a dickhead. Yeah, I saw him spank a kid once, and that kid would go on to die in a car wreck. So I mean, come on, Bill.
Right. I got spanked by Mr. Bachler in 8th grade, and when he bent me over his desk to swat me, he's like, I swatted your father when he was here, and now I'm swatting you. I'm like, what?
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. He goes, I was like, even
a public junior high. He's spanking you.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane to me.
Well,
this was like in the late 80s.
This is early 60s, 61, 63, right? Through
early 90s,
Early
late
90s.
80s, early 90s. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy to me that was still happening.
Oh yeah.
Late 80s is when I saw a kid get paddled, and I was not in a private school. This is a public institution.
Maybe it happened in my public grade school, but I don't remember. I certainly don't remember it.
You go into the principal's office for whatever reason, and that you see a paddle.
Oh yeah.
You see a paddle.
And you didn't want one that had the holes in it. That was the worst.
They can get that one moving faster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It cuts through the air.
Mm-hmm. Aerodynamic.
It's like a fly swatter for your asshole.
My stepdad had two of them. He had the flat one that had something written on it, and then he had the one with the holes in it too.
I saw them at his
it is celebration of life. We celebrated the fact that he swatted children.
Remember when I used to beat the shit out of kids?
Yeah.
You go there, and the first thing
Celebrate.
you see is his urn.
Yeah.
And I assume, I took a little bit. I assume that's all right. Everyone takes a little bit of the ashes.
No.
Yeah, smear it on your gums.
I have it. That's actually not a bad idea. They always say charcoal for your teeth is really.
Right.
I can't. I still have it. I can't keep his ashes.
Well, I mean, I guess you can keep them now, but yeah, you shouldn't open the bag.
I think I got his taint area.
Good Ev. I thought it was really cute. It was a really good idea. It had a Diet Mountain Dew. It had a plate of cookies because he always had cookies, and he had his remote control, and then it had the sports page, and then it had a picture of him in his urn, which that was his.
I took the cookies too. Should I?
Jesus,
there are no instructions there.
It was more of a display.
I feel like
Did you go to Disney and did you go to the Peoria Riverfront Museum and just take pictures off the wall?
I mean, if they're not bolted on there. I mean, you pay a hefty price to get in there, and I'm a member. I'm a gold tier member over at the Peoria Riverfront
Museum.
Really? Yeah, so I get half off all the big screen films over there.
I would hope you would ask me then to go see that art.
We talked about that on the show.
Yeah, I think it's over now.
What the Andy Warhol? Mm-hmm. Why didn't you ever ask me to do it?
You're a busy guy.
But fuck that. You're such an asshole.
Blame it on you, Jason.
We had
it's
a thing.
Your fault.
We had a thing today in the text chain. We're like, "Hey, you want to come with us to this professional or this independent wrestling thing?" And Blake's like, "I don't think so. It's like 2-3 months away from now. He just doesn't want to do it. He just doesn't want to go anywhere. He just doesn't want to do anything. He's in Pekin. You go to the Moose. You go to the bowling alley. You go to work, and that's it. That's all you want, right?"
Well, no, that's not all
no,
I want.
Admit that's all you want.
No, I just feel bad if I make plans that far out and then I can't go.
Why wouldn't you be able to go? Isn't that what plans are? I want to hold your feet to the fire of this because we want you to be there. Tim, you might be the new Blake.
Oh, no thanks.
Blake might be out. You might be in.
Can I get the hair?
No.
If I can get the hair, I'll be Blake.
I'm keeping the hair.
Shit.
I'm keeping the hair.
Well, you get his wife, too, if you get the hair.
Can I get like a 200 bowling average?
I would like a 200.
These things are worth it for you to make that switch?
I mean, I don't know. What else do I got going on?
Speaking of what else you got going on.
A girlfriend one time a week, right? That's what you got going on?
I guess you can call it that, yeah.
So you are recently divorced, kind of recently. I mean,
about a year ago, if you can believe that.
Has it been a year, really?
Next month, it'll be a year.
Wow,
it's hard to believe.
great.
Yeah.
We had him on, I think that episode where I announced that girl I kind of had a crush on just killed herself.
Yep.
And then as soon as that came out, I said something to Tim about that. He's like, "Hey, and I'm getting a divorce." And that was like a year ago.
Yeah. I guess now that you mention it, it didn't seem like that long. Obviously, you've went through all the phases of what do you call it?
Mourning.
Mourning.
Yeah. Joy, happiness, relief. Excitement,
restedness,
joy, fun, seasons in the sun, right?
Yep.
All
the good ones. Yep.
So, and then you bought a Tesla right about the same time.
Yeah. Well, I bought a Tesla a few months before the divorce, but it arrived during like the worst part of it, like it was like the worst fucking timing of all time.
Well, but it was like a great present. Like you're like, this is like a chick magnet for sure.
You did the right thing. Congratulations.
Yep.
Right. And then I'm sorry I took your hair.
This is your reward.
And then Elon Musk had to go ruin everything, and now I regret buying that thing.
Okay, he's a good guy to ask because you bought a Tesla.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, is he evil? Is he doing bad stuff, or do we just need to kind of see what he does with Twitter?
No, I think he's evil. Yes, I do. Now he's, his most recent thing about Fauci and prosecuting Fauci, like, it's dangerous. Fauci has had literal like threats against his life and his family's life because of people like that. You give Elon Musk a huge platform. It's scary to be Fauci. That's evil.
What if Elon Musk was doing all the things he's currently doing, but he just himself wasn't on Twitter? Because he went there, I feel like, to make changes. I feel like in his mind he wants to make positive changes to Twitter, and I'm interested to see what he does with it. And as far as the evil surrounding him and all the theories and stuff, I don't know much about that. And I'm open to what he's doing, but if he's being negative in his speech, that's one thing.
Yeah, it seems like he's bought it to give like the alt-right like a big megaphone. He's releasing these Twitter files now. They're all about Hunter Biden's dick. Like, anybody needs to see Hunter Biden's dick?
Okay, what do I just hashtag?
You can just Google it. But it just seems like it's enabling the far right.
He's enabling the alt-right, you think?
I really do think that. Yeah, I really do. He re-enabled Donald Trump was kicked off Twitter because of January 6th. Elon Musk just puts him right back on Twitter. It seems to me like there's political motivations here. It seems pretty clear.
Interesting. I think at the end of the day, Blake, money talks, and if people
bullshit walks,
and people run away from Twitter, then you kind of flush your money down the toilet, huh?
I hope that's what happens.
Interesting.
I hope Twitter dies I'll say quick death.
Yeah,
we'll see. So
going back to it, so
sorry to be a bummer.
No, you're fine. A lot of things we don't talk about, we just talked about, but that's fine. You are back in the saddle. By now, you've had time to readjust, recalibrate, reprioritize, and if you had to grade where you were a year ago from a 1 to 7, 1 being the worst, that's Roy Biggins, and a 7 being the best, that's Brian Hackett. How would you rate how you were a year ago versus how you are within yourself and your life now?
Are you talking about like happiness?
Just in his general happiness, I guess.
Yeah, better now. So a 4 back then, a 6 right now.
Okay. Oh, so only
something like that.
You only gained 2 points.
Yeah, but I was never that bad, like.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah.
That's fine.
You didn't get completely annihilated. You didn't get taken down to a 1. I mean, you cut the snake's head off before you got to a 1.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm just an even keel guy. Like, I don't.
Sure.
I'm not a depressed guy like that. Like, I'm mostly just fine.
So are you slinging bitches?
No.
Are you slinging bitches? Blake is dead. He's fucking serious. Look
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh.
I was like, why did you laugh?
I did mean to laugh. I'm not going to apologize.
I have done over 200 interviews in my life, and I don't think that.
Yeah, you're very serious. All right, I'm sorry. I won't laugh again. No bitches have been slung.
Okay. At all?
You're dating a lady now, though,
I'm dating a lady. She's not a bitch, though.
Oh, no, okay.
And I haven't slung her.
You're asking about bestiality, right?
No, I'm just.
You're asking about bestiality.
It's kind of like
I have a whole different answer.
It's kind of like the gangster way of saying, like, are you getting some?
Oh, I'm getting some.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting some.
All right.
Yeah, pretty consistently. It's great. I see this woman once a week. We just have fun. I get some, and then I don't see her for another week. It's the best possible arrangement.
That's awesome.
I'm fully into this one. Yeah,
Okay.
It's great.
To me, sex can be fairly ritualistic, and like physically preparing your hygiene, the acts to get in the mood, the process. If you're seeing a lady once a week, is that the physical aspect? Does that completely dominate your time together, or do you guys get to go out and do stuff together?
We go out and do stuff together, but it always ends back at one of our houses. Always.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
This guy's,
High five it, Blake.
this guy's killing it right now.
Yeah.
So
No, you
jealous.
said once a week girlfriend, and I really think that's pretty accurate. Like, we go and like I pay for dinner, we do date type stuff, but then it's just once a week, and it's great. We don't say I love you. We don't like say super nice things to each other. It's great.
How long can that maintain itself?
I will do this forever.
Well, you might
Really?
be able to, but
Yeah.
how long will this?
I think her tolerance for it is lower. So I'm just kind of hanging on and seeing.
Women always want to
seeing
see
when she's gonna call it quits.
They always want the next step in the relationship, and
Yeah.
I'm always like, "This one's pretty good. This step we're on right now is pretty good. Why don't we just stay here?"
Yeah.
They don't ever agree with that.
Yeah, I think I'm on your side now, Jason, the perpetually single guy.
Yeah, it's not awesome, but
No?
I think there are worse fates.
Marriage?
Yeah.
Is that the worst?
Yeah.
That's the one that you mean. That's the worst
Yeah,
fate. Yeah.
I want to be like a squirrel. You know, I just want to run around and shit on my window and piss there, and not have to worry about like social intricacies in marriage. Just eat and shit and fuck. That's what squirrels do.
Yeah.
But
Just do it like the squirrels do.
We're too evolved. We're too up our own asses.
You could do that.
I might do that.
Females are.
I might
too
shit on my own
evolved.
window. We'll
Yeah.
see.
So you've never been married, obviously. Have you ever lived with a woman? Did you live with your baby mama?
Yes.
You did? For how long?
Oh golly. I don't know. Like maybe 2 years.
Okay.
A year and a half. 2
Is that the only girl you've ever lived with? Like on a
Yeah.
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 Did you hate it?
I was really young. It was a lifetime ago. It really was. It was like 17, 20 years ago.
Wow.
And so like I'm a lot different now. I'm sure I would still not like it. I don't think I hated it back then. I feel like it was just this is what I'm doing right now.
Right,
I'm
sure.
in the reality in which I've created and presented myself.
Sure.
So I don't think I hated it. The relationship was not good. So
Yeah. Why did you break up? Why did you move out?
I think she wanted to have sex with other people. I think that was it.
Oh, I can see that being a deal breaker.
I think that's mainly what it is. Well, this is no one ever asked me this, including my good friend here. He doesn't fucking ask me.
Look who's interviewing now.
I think what happened was we just weren't getting along, and she's like, "I want to go on a break." And to me, anytime a lady says, "I want to go on a break," says,
Yeah.
"This is a guy I met. I think I want to suck his cock."
Yeah.
And so then after she's like, "We're done being on the break," I was like, "Nah, I'm just done," and then I moved out.
Oh, you broke in the house. You were
we
both
had
living in the
a-
house during the break.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that means. Again, I'm 24, 25. I'm a fucking idiot still to this day, but
Right.
even more so back then. So I think we just got to a point where we just didn't get along, and it was really tough to move out. But that day forward, I saw my daughter 3 to 4 days a week until about this very day. Now she's a lot more independent. I don't see her
Yeah,
as
now she never needs to see you ever again.
We just spent a nice day together yesterday.
That's good. That's good. And Tim's getting to see his kids quite a bit still.
Yeah, 50-50 custody, but I see them every day. They get off the bus with me, and then my ex-wife comes and gets them.
So you're still like in constant contact with her, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, I text her every single day.
And she lives a half mile from you?
Very close.
That's
Well,
weird too.
Well, people would say, because I had a girlfriend that moved close to me, and people say, isn't that weird? I said, not at all. I don't ever fucking see that person.
Yep.
You probably, outside of your extremely timed events to see each other, you probably never see her outside of that.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
We don't know our neighbors, and Tim probably doesn't want to know his neighbor.
Yeah, I know about 2 houses on either side, and then that's about it.
yeah.
So yeah, she lives.
Whoever's lawn I have to cut next to mine,
Right.
For yeah.
Here's where I'll cut to.
That's good. I'm happy for you. I'm glad
Yep.
things are going well. I think you deserve it, and we're glad to have you here, Jason. I apologize for never asking you details. You know me. I'm not a detailed guy.
I don't know that he cares.
He's
No,
been
I do
stewing
ca-
about that. That's
I-
what he's
you know,
been
Blake's
waiting.
always
I'm
tells
going to
me,
obsess about it now for
Yeah.
like fucking
Blake
forever.
always says,
Yep.
there's between two people, there's a friendship or relationship, and there's like a bank account.
No,
you try to stay on
not
even
between
terms.
friends.
And I deposit this, and you take this, and for me, I feel like I'm in debt. I'm in the red.
Oh, no, yeah.
People suck the life out of me. Do I put myself out there? Is it one of my many flaws, Tim? Probably.
You're the maker,
But
he's the taker. Blaker the taker.
there's no one else I'd rather take from me than Blake, so that's totally fine. No, people. I don't bring that shit up though, do I, Blake?
Oh no, no, for sure no. But it was under the context of where we were going. No, it makes complete sense.
I'm an open book.
You are, and if I
Cared enough.
no,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were beginning each other's sentences.
no, I just don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You don't talk about emotions and feelings and life experiences.
I have a vision of Jason that I want to keep, and
Oh, pure. Did he ruin it by talking about
no.
feelings?
What is your vision of me? This is interesting. Hold on. What is your vision of me?
No, I don't. I guess I don't know. It's not because I don't care. I just feel that if and my wife yells at me. I've said this on the show. My wife yells at me because I don't have to ask enough questions for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's not that you don't care; it's that you're just not interested.
No,
he's just lazy.
No,
right, okay, a little both.
I'm not gonna lie, most of those are right, but I do care.
Doesn't he look like John Fetterman with that hair, that facial hair?
Oh, I can see it.
Show
Yeah,
him. Get out of the, from the microphone.
yeah, I see it.
John
I see it
Fetterman.
in the hoodie.
I think he won,
He did.
and I think that's a.
I beat Dr. Oz. How hard is that, though?
And then who's
That's
that
like
other
beating
guy?
Herschel Walker.
I was gonna say we just found out Herschel Walker lost too, right?
Yeah.
And I can't even believe that there was a. We don't talk about politics here, but I can't believe there was even actually a need for a runoff.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Insane.
How bizarre.
We deserve whatever we get, don't we? We make our own bed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Oh my God! Hey, this is the final episode of this season, and you came up with a very clever phrase that I don't know that anyone's ever heard of outside this podcast relating to this season.
Yeah, it's called this season, season 37 of Couch Pilots is called Animation Domination.
Whoa.
Incredible! Isn't that great?
Incredible.
Because they both end with TION, which is the shun sound.
Oh yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Animation Domination.
Oh, they rhyme. I didn't even notice that the first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a wordsmith.
Yeah, it's
that
crazy.
Blake Clayton.
Yeah. Blaker the Taker.
But I wrote it down, don't worry.
Today we discussed the pilot episode of Carmen Got Expelled from the year of our Lord 2010. That was a great year.
2010, so that would have been 12 years ago.
Well, it's 2023 now. Remember
Yeah.
we talked about our resolutions last time?
Yeah. God, how old was I then?
50.
I'm assuming that it was a good year for roses. Now that I remember,
Did a
yeah.
lot of fucking back in 10. Do you get any resolutions for 23, Tim?
No. I always make them and I never do them, so why bother? I'm just going to say no.
You remember what my resolution was, Blake?
Yeah, you're going to lose 100 pounds, like a fucking idiot.
I don't think it's an idiot at all. I think I was looking at a weight chart, and it said I was a very healthy weight to lose 100 pounds from where I am right now.
So you're starting now, like right as of this recording.
Well, it's today's the 9th.
After Christmas.
Yeah. I've already started. Yeah.
Can we track this weight loss?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
What are you starting out at, so I can write it down?
I'm starting at 220.
Okay.
And then I want to get down 100 pounds, and I've lost. I don't know why you're shaking your head. I will say this: I'm off to a great start. I'm down 8 pounds. They always say the first 75 pounds are the easiest to lose.
The first 75 pounds are the easiest to lose. That was pretty good.
Can't do it.
Anyway, I don't know why you laugh at me, but I like that you do because that fuels me.
Sure.
In my ambition.
That's how I show I care.
So many
Just
ways.
how you passive aggressively comment things to make me think about it when you're like, oh, he's kind of being shitty. I need to be passive aggressive.
Right, well, what's an
and make a
example of
joke about that I don't ask you any questions. I don't care about you.
I'm just fucking with you.
I don't think so.
Because it's fun and it's easy. I'm not at home crying.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I didn't say you would lose any sleep over it. You're just pointing out a flaw that obviously.
It's going to be a little awkward for me, guys. I mean, honestly. Do you just need like a couples therapist or something?
It's devolved into couples therapy.
Yeah.
What have your resolutions been in the past, though?
I'll lose weight, be more productive in my life, and yeah.
Have you done anything to like? What's be more productive look like? Do an extra load of laundry every week, or what is that?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a lazy person, so yeah, I don't do all that shit, right? I wait until laundry's like a big, massive, ridiculous pile, and then I spend all week like all that shit. Just be like a regular person.
What do you do with
that
such a
can do
big,
things.
huge, empty house? Like, I mean, you have a nice house.
Yeah, it's way too big.
It's way too big.
It's way too big.
You
for
need a
just me.
roommate. Like, would it help you pay the bills if you had a roommate?
Yeah, you want to move in? You can sleep in my old bed.
Well, your old room or your old bed?
You still
both,
sleep in
both.
the basement where there's no light, right?
I sometimes do if my kids aren't there and it's the weekend and it's like, yeah, I can sleep 11 hours if I sleep in the
You just go down there and drink and pass out and just sleep.
Oh yeah, smoke
Nice.
a little weed.
He's got his bar
I
down
just
there.
Fucking, yeah, and sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and want a couple more hours, just toke up a little bit, go back to sleep. It's
Jeez,
great.
how does that girl not want to come more than one day a week?
I know, right?
He won't allow it.
I'm living the life.
I was at his bar recently, and there's a room behind the bar. Can we talk about that room?
Sure. Yeah.
in there is he's growing weed.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's got a whole setup that it's like a big zipper
Ecosystem.
thing. It's like
It's
when,
a tent. It's a tent.
It's like when a
Grow tent.
businessman goes and he puts his suit in a big zipper thing with a hook on the top,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
But inside of a business suit, it's cannabis.
Yeah.
On there.
Big old plant. Yeah. I got 4 now, Jason. When you saw it, I only had 1. I have 4 now.
And
I
you
have
told
4
your daughters
plants
you're
now.
growing tomatoes in there, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
They don't eat tomatoes, so they'll never ask again. I don't eat tomatoes either.
Well, I said at least one day a year, you have to put on overalls, a straw hat, and a big old like a piece of hay coming out of your mouth, and walk out of there with a big basket of tomatoes.
Right.
At least once a year.
Harvest time.
Because if they ever go back and say, your dad got arrested for selling cannabis, was there ever any sign that he was growing weed in that room? He's like, no, I remember seeing him come out of there with tomatoes all the time.
The most amazing tomatoes I ever saw.
I had a.
He even put stickers on them, like they were from Kroger or something.
I had the bug guys, exterminators, come and spray for bugs and stuff. And I was upstairs while he was doing his thing. He comes back up, and I was like, "All right, did you find any signs of anything? Mouse poop, dead bugs? You find anything?" And he's like, "Yeah, I found one room down there that I think a skunk died." I was like, "Uh-oh."
Is he joking
Yes,
with
he
you?
was kidding. Yes, he was.
And
but I
then
was
he
just
was like,
"Uh-oh."
he's like, here's my number. When the next harvest is up, give me a
It's
shout out.
Like you discovered it.
It's like, no, I'm a drug addict. Those are for drugs.
Right. No, he said it's more common than you'd think. So
Oh, I'm
I'm going
sure
to take
it
his
is.
word for it.
I believe
sure it
it.
is.
But legally, you're allowed to have a handful of plants if you want, right?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know about for rec people, but medical people can have a couple. Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought anyway. You know what
Maybe
I found
it
out
is now.
recently?
I don't know.
Blake, you ever go to the weed store?
No.
Ever? Like, so it's been legal for like
Yeah.
3 years now.
I've never went to one.
Me neither. I recently found out, like someone told me once, you go to a weed store, there's a guy there, he's got a gun, he's security.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Because of all the money.
Well, that's what I said too. I was like, why is that happening? It's like, well, it's a cash only business. I'm like, it's like a fucking drug dealer. Why not take debit or credit card? It's cash. Of course, a building full of cash and weed. Of course, you need a guy with
Sure.
a gun standing. But it
For
sounds
sure.
fucking. It's a nightmare. Why is it a cash business? Do we know?
It's not anymore. You can use debit cards now.
Since when?
I don't know, but you can do it now.
It's probably at certain places, or they might not all have gotten. I would think that the government would want you to use that to track it easier. I would think that if you're doing straight cash money, you could be kind of doing stuff on the side and not claiming it
like
all.
a real
Yeah.
drug dealer. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think the issue is that it's federally illegal, so you can't go over state lines. So the processor that you use has to be in Illinois. All the money has to stay in
I got you.
Illinois.
I got
So
you.
there's like
I
other-
think within the past couple days, I had that conversation, and it was with Dustin, who loves drugs too. And
Dustin, I'll hook you up, man.
And Dustin has the same theory, though, that I think it was because of federal regulations, which
I
is
don't
probably
think it's a
right.
theory. I think that's the truth.
It's wild, though, right?
Yeah, that is wild.
Drugs and cash. That's all that's in that building.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
For me, I don't know. There's way too many options
Oh, with drugs?
with
weed?
weed. And to be honest with you, would it be better for me than what I'm doing?
Yep.
Yes, for sure. I don't know.
If you want to self-medicate, the best way is probably edibles, right? Not smoking, breathing anything, which will, I think, give you a pretty instant high because it's going right into your bloodstream. But instead of like abusing your lungs, just like a little edible. Isn't that probably the best thing for you to do? Is to eat it if you want to self-medicate?
Probably.
I think so. But I think that with edibles, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know a whole lot, but they're a lot more difficult. Like, 'cause it doesn't happen as instant. Then you have a tendency to, like, if you're a rec person, you might eat too much, and then next thing you know, your ass is on the floor for a day and a half.
How often does that really happen beyond the first or second time, really, right? Don't you get used to it and kind of
true.
understand
That's
and
true.
get that rhythm?
That's
Maybe
true.
not, I don't know.
Yeah, it really depends though too. Edibles, depending on like what you've eaten that day, or even how tired you are. Sometimes one will do it. Sometimes.
But with
it won't.
smoking, none of that stuff matters?
Well, smoking just because it's more instant. If you're not high enough, you just smoke a little bit more. It's not like the edible.
You
where
have to wait
it's-
an hour.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do wait an hour.
right,
And then edibles too. You stay high for 6-8 hours.
Blake, you're already smoking cigarettes like a goddamn chimney. Why don't you put weed in there?
I don't know.
I'll bring you a joint next time, Blake.
Yeah, bring me a joint. Let me see how it goes. What I've noticed in my youth when I smoked marijuana in my youth is if it all depends on what my state of mind is at the time. If you're depressed or you're anxious, that's what you're going to be on a higher
So
level.
it amplifies whatever your current mood is.
And that's the way it's
That's
always been
absolutely
for me.
true.
And so
I think that's most people, that's
so that's kind of a difficult thing.
Well, when I'm sometimes in my recliner, I'll think about, I would like to watch pornography. So I turn pornography on my TV, why don't you do that before you always smoke a joint? So you can
I'll
like
be horny the whole time.
well, that's better than being like depressed or paranoid. At least you can kind of make sure you change your mood. You know what you're into sexually. Put that on your fucking 60-inch, plasma television.
All right.
Smoke a joint. You'll know you'll be horny.
Yeah.
Think of Jason the whole time
Dude,
while you're doing
that's
this.
and you know what? Call me.
All right.
Put him on speaker.
I'll talk you off.
Tim, next time you come over, bring me one, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, I'll bring a joint. You'll bring some body sock porn. And
Is your work have a problem with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. If I got tested for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some places don't give a shit. Like Tim's, I think.
yeah, mine.
I think Tim could be a meth addict. They wouldn't give a fuck
as long as I can sit at a computer, I'm all set. They don't give a shit.
Well, I think that's kind of what it is. Like like if you're working from home and doing stuff, they but if you're driving a forklift or you're walking in a factory, we had a guy recently who wrecked a forklift and they took him straight there. He got tested. He tested negative, but that same night got arrested for having narcotics on him. So I don't know how. I don't know how he must have had something.
Cocaine?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying he must have had something to make him be able to pass that test.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, or like cocaine is in and out of your system pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
I have heard that. All right, let's go back to 2010.
In
our minds.
Show off.
All right, so that's not when we use that. So, and you were showing off. Way to go! You don't do that. You don't do that enough.
Again.
No, I like his singing voice. 2010. They say we want to go back there. We don't have time machines.
Sure.
We haven't mastered time travel yet, and I doubt we.
Well, I
ever
think we
will.
have, but we did the
government.
Oh, I think the government does for sure.
Wow. The first they federally come for your weed, and now they want to.
We're housing aliens now. I mean, it's fine. The government knows more than we do. There's planes flying around. We're shooting at asteroids that get quote unquote too close just to see what happens. It's fine, but on the basis of like television.
Blake can't watch like conspiracy shit and then smoke weed. It'll fucking blow his mind. It's got to be porno,
I'm not
man.
bringing a joint.
Don't do it.
No, I
bring
can't do it now.
Bring him like a psychosomatic one.
You show me a
placebo joint.
You show me an episode about chemtrails, I will be all fucked up. I will lose my shit. But in regards to television, it's 2023. This is 2010 when this was made. We have things now that we didn't have back then. And so we have to look at these and judge these pilots based off of 2010, not today.
Absolutely.
You couldn't legally grow marijuana in your house in 2010.
And now Tim does it, and he distributes all over to the neighborhood children. So what a great time we live in now.
Right. We didn't have the accessibility to some of the freaky porn that we do now. In 2010, if you were into some weird shit like I am, you had to like send away for stuff.
We were talking about horror pornography with Marty recently on an episode, and here you are kind of confirming exactly that. You like to Google some weird shit.
Yeah. And I don't Google
Copophilia.
I ex-hamster it. I don't Google it. You don't Google that shit. The government looks at that part. They don't look at the other part of it.
That's fine.
And and in 2010, based off today, I mean, we didn't have Teslas. Obviously, he wouldn't have been driving around in an electric car.
Tim couldn't be slinging as much as he
slinging
is.
the bitches. I would think that car would get you more pussy if you used it for bad, for evil instead of good.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
The type of the car really determines. Like if you have a Tesla, you think it's like, oh, I'm being good for the environment. You're probably going to get like crazy hippy dippy kind of chicks,
sure,
holistic girls, bohemian in nature.
They'll rub like oils on your penis.
Yeah, exactly.
Essential oils.
Whereas if you have like a big pickup truck with dualies on the back and
with
you're
the
rolling coal.
No,
balls.
The balls hanging off the back.
Like what you're doing with your hand there, like you're grabbing some testicles.
It's a visual podcast.
What kind of girl are you gonna get with that, Blake?
You're gonna get a redneck, trashy, slutty girl.
Hell yeah,
likes to drink, cuss, and probably chew tobacco.
All right, I need to get a truck. Done. It's my type.
What kind of car did you have when you got your wife?
Toyota Corolla.
I had a Jeep Wrangler.
Jeep Wrangler. I have a Toyota Corolla. Uh-oh. All right, let's talk about some things that did happen in 2010. January 4th, the tallest man-made structure to date, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, is officially open. This is the one in Mission Impossible, that Tom Cruise.
And it's still the tallest?
I think so.
Wow. It's been the tallest for a
It's
while.
in Dubai.
Yeah. What's going on over there?
Money. It's oil money.
It's
all it is.
it's all like Las Vegas. Like
Sure.
by all accounts, I think a bunch of guys bought up the land in Las Vegas because it's like you can have it because nobody wants it. You can just have it. It's like, all right, well, we're gonna make a
Sure.
paradise getaway. The same thing in Dubai. It's all fucking desert over there.
Yeah, like in Vegas, like I said, maybe 6 different companies own the whole thing now.
Is it really like that?
Yeah, it's
Holy
There's always mergers and shit going on now.
Would either of you guys ever go to the Middle East?
Oh no.
Do you think they'd cut your head off?
Sure, I would say something wrong to the wrong person.
Well, I would look at you and I think 5 words out of your mouth, Blake. I would label you as an infidel, and I would probably wage a fatwa on you.
Well, I had fatwa once, but the doctor gave me some cream and it cleaned it right up.
It cleared it right up.
Yeah, it was weird. It was in the butt though.
You had fatwa on the butt. That's gross. Would you ever go to the Middle East?
Parts of it, yeah. I'd go to Turkey.
Is that pretty safe for Americans? Because I love Turkish food, and I would go there almost purely for the food.
Yeah. I don't know if it's safe, but I'm a white man, so I never feel like I'm in danger. I would feel fine. It's probably
The confidence radiates off of us when we walk
It's
into
oozing
a
it.
more
store.
stupid, right? But
He
it's
just gets
but
off the
it's
plane
true.
and his shoulders are 6 inches taller than they are here.
Right.
Just like,
Come and get me, guys.
I want to go to a country where the people come up to you and want to take pictures with you. Like I've never seen this before.
Oh, somebody took pictures of me one time.
Oh, where at?
An Asian family in Austria.
An Asian family
Yeah.
in
In
Austria.
Austria.
In Austria, I guess. I mean, I was not super fat at the time. I guess I was just tall. They thought it was really weird, so it was me and the whole family.
How tall are you? Like 6 foot, right?
Like 6'2".
So- oh,
I'm
6'2".
I'm not like crazy tall, but tall enough for them, I guess.
6'3" when you had hair, probably.
Oh yeah, maybe it was a little poofy up there too. Yeah.
Can you imagine us 3 guys, 3 white guys in America, running up to some other ethnicity and saying, "Holy shit!" Based on the way you look,
Right.
Can I take a photograph with and of you?
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's super weird. Yeah,
super
me
weird.
and my ex-wife used to talk about like my picture is on their wall or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Sure.
Somewhere it's
Flipping
it's
through
fucking weird.
every Christmas they flip through their vacation photos and they're like, oh
When Dad dies, you're gonna get the book with the weird white guy in it.
no, at his celebration of life, your picture's gonna be like on the corkboard, like here's
Next
this.
to his drilled hole paddle and his bottle of Code Red Mountain Dew.
But we were in Austria too. Like, aren't big people like Austria's full of big people?
sure,
like
yeah.
Schwarzenegger,
Hans
and
Austria.
Franz.
It's a bunch of
Yeah.
Schwarzeneggers over there. How was the food in Austria? Was it about like a bunch of stroganoff,
I don't really remember. We were broke, so I didn't. It was mostly just whatever we could.
mustard together?
We weren't
Yeah,
broke
get
enough
from
not to. You weren't broke enough not to be able to go to Austria.
Well, we like backpacked it and stayed in hostels and
Oh,
shit.
a
It
hostel.
was,
Who's we?
it was a lot of fun. Me and my ex-wife. It was
Oh,
our.
wow.
It was actually right about 2010. It was like as this show was on. Yeah.
So maybe you should do the rest of
Was
this.
that back when she
No,
was
thanks.
still eating fire and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, she still does that sort of weird shit.
Does
yeah.
she still eat fire? Her TikToks are horrible.
I know. I know.
She was a
Juggles and
circus
shit.
performer.
Right.
Yeah.
You married a circus performer.
I did,
The
I
first time
did.
I met her, she showed me some pictures. Like, this is fucking cool. Is that how quickly does that wear off?
Like almost instantly.
Right.
First 3 months or so.
The first
Yeah.
night you're like, she can breathe fire. Look at that sword go. Wait till my dick goes down her throat.
Holy shit.
And then after about, I can see after that it would be
You
just
ever
like,
set your cock on fire, make her swallow that?
I still do. Yeah.
Hold on a
you don't
second.
have to do it anymore.
I know. I just got used to it. I just.
It's the only way you can get
it's
off
easier
is,
than it's easier than trimming it. You just burn it off.
is by slathering it in fireproof gel and lighting his
right.
dick on fire. That's the only way he
right.
can come.
Yeah.
He shoots fireballs out his end of his dick.
Well, I mean,
Super
you're,
Mario.
you're killing 2 birds with one stone. You got you got your kink by letting it on fire, and then you
Yeah.
have the lube that's already on there,
Yeah. I'm all set. Yeah.
and then the jizz puts that fire out.
Everyone wins.
Man, I once you talk through it, it makes.
I might do that.
At first, I was like, "This guy's a fucking weirdo." But
got a
I
lot
was
of-
like, after you talk through it,
A lot of Googling to do when I get home. Hey, January 12th, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake occurs in Haiti, devastating the nation's capital, Port-au-Prince, with a confirmed death of, God, how many people was it? Oh, I stopped with the copy. I think it was like 300,000 people.
From
which is
lava?
insane. I don't think it was lava, just like probably buildings collapsing. And,
earthquake. I thought you said volcano.
I've never been in like a proper earthquake, and I've never been to Haiti either.
Earthquake proper.
Yeah, thank you. Have you ever been to out at like the islands? Any like, people go down to Mexico, Cancun, Haiti, all these different places to. Have you ever been to any of those places to vacation?
Went to Jamaica on a cruise one time.
That totally counts. I've never been there. Blake's been on a cruise.
Yeah, I've went to Cozumel.
I've
I
never
went
done
to
that.
I went on a cruise. It was a good cruise.
Yeah. Did you see the pyramids in Cozumel?
No.
Aren't there like Aztec pyramids or some shit?
No, we got as far as seeing the stingrays.
Did you touch one?
Yeah. I lifted one up, like from underneath. I lifted it up like this, and it spit on my wife.
No.
That's what the whole thing was. It does. They do that, and so the guy's like, "Hey, you guys are just married, just it's gonna give her a kiss." And I did that, and she just spit on her. It was great.
Isn't that what the guy Crocodile Hunter? What was his name? Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Isn't that how he died? A stingray.
I think that
Yeah.
she stabbed him in the heart or something.
Yeah, that
crazy.
sounds fucking
Yeah.
dangerous. You picking them up.
Bizarre.
I think these were all like tame ones. Like
Did they debarb them?
I don't know. I guess I should have asked.
Or maybe just hope that in another timeline one got your wife. Right?
Was Molly okay when it spat in her
Was
face?
it
Oh yeah,
Molly?
she thought it was cute.
Oh, it was
She
Molly?
played it off.
No, it wasn't Molly. It was sorry. I've had so many. I forget who too. It was a Quran.
You were dating someone who obeyed the Quran? Is that what you
I
said?
wish she would have obeyed the Quran.
Hey, January 15th, the longest annual solar eclipse of the third millennium occurs. You guys ever witness a solar eclipse?
Sure, I think we have like multiple times.
I think in
It's-
17 we had one, about 5 years ago.
I remember being in grade school. We made these homemade telescopes so we could look at it and not fry our eyeballs out.
Yeah, you'd like poke holes in paper and then you would look at the shadow, right?
There was some kind of cardboard thing where you looked at it. It was like what's the thing that comes out of a submarine?
Periscope.
It was kind of a periscope. Kind of
Okay.
thing.
2017, I remember that one because I was really interested in it. I really wanted to see it, and it was passing over,
Yeah.
And so I'm out there looking up, and that's when my now ex-wife came out and started a fight with me that lasted just the duration that the eclipse lasted.
Because you were looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It had to have been that.
Yeah, and
Tim.
I a couple times I was like, can you give me 5 minutes? Like this is gonna be real quick, but no.
This doesn't happen a lot. We fight a lot. That happens a lot. The eclipse doesn't. Just give me a few minutes.
Yep.
I promise I'll fight with you.
No, so it went slightly dark outside, but I didn't look at it. And
Man,
then,
she ruined that for you.
she really
in
did.
17, you could go to Walmart and buy glasses. You remember that?
yeah.
And say, with these glasses, you could look directly at the sun. It
were just-
seems like a bad idea.
They were just cardboard, and like the lenses looked like tinfoil or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You could look
It
right
doesn't
at the sun,
seem
yeah.
like a good idea, right?
I would have done it.
Staring directly at the sun. Anyway, now I'm in 2010.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we said how old we were. I was 29 in 2010.
Yep, I was 35.
31.
31. I know that Tim knows why we chose to watch Carmen Got Expelled. There's 3 reasons and a 4th one for this season.
Well, the 4th is animation, then, right?
That's exactly right.
So it had to be available to watch on the internet for free,
That's 2. That's 3 total. All right.
and a TV show with only 1 episode. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant.
That's great. The guy has killed it. He
How about
killed
that?
it.
How about that?
Some people come on the show and don't even care what's going on. He at least he wants to present himself in a good manner. Oh, I love Miley Cyrus.
There you go. If you ever want him to say Miley Cyrus, you just have to press that. Probably asking where can I find Carmen Got Expelled for my dumb self. Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube, Tim.
And you know what to do, Tim.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Tim's a guy you can count on him. You know,
Sure.
First of all, you know he's going to show up.
Right.
And second of all, you know he's going to know the answer to all our stupid questions.
Yeah.
And then third, when you say, how many people do you think listen to this show, he'll know the answer to that too.
Yeah. 3.
8. Oh, we're down to 3? We lost 5 this year?
R.I.P.
Oh, it's tough. 2022, tough year.
Yeah. A lot of listeners we lost because of COVID.
Summary of the pilot. Carmen is a rebellious young girl who has been expelled by every school she takes part in until she meets the Baron, owner of a private academy he enrolls her into, and now must do whatever it takes to avoid being expelled again.
I'm gonna give it A+.
Wow.
A+.
You don't hand a lot of those out.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
I'd
I'd be a difficult teacher.
You want to grade the summary?
I'll go along with what Blake said.
A+?
A+, why not?
Holy shit.
He's
Wow.
the pro, Who am I to question his his decisions.
I do know a lot.
No, I know.
I wish there was somebody that would in the world that would recognize what we've done here for the past, 370 some odd shows, and give us some kind of certificate that says, yeah, these guys.
He just wants a piece of paper with like a gold embossment on it.
Oh yeah,
Gold
okay.
leaf.
It's not like a fancy piece of paper. Piece of paper won't
Thick
do.
stock.
A fancy.
Can you make me a cutting board?
Yeah, but you know how to make cutting boards.
I know, but
And the wood shop is here in town.
Are you making cutting boards?
Yeah.
You wait. You go to a wood shop in Pekin?
Yeah, that's the only place to buy like decent wood here. Like in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but you don't do your work out of the workshop.
No.
Okay.
No, just buy the wood.
Interesting. I was thinking about you yesterday, Tim. I bought a vintage piece of furniture that I'm going to refinish. Tim and I
Oh, yeah?
exchanged some texts and pictures of things he's refinished and I've refinished.
I bought a new one this weekend. What'd you buy?
I bought a Lane Rhythm 2-tiered end table that matches a couple other ones. This is the stuff that came after the Lane Acclaim. On if you're familiar with the dovetailed mid-century stuff.
Yeah.
It's the line that came after that.
Okay, so no more dovetail inlays?
If I can, no, not on these, yeah, but if I can find that stuff, old stuff, I'll still get it.
Yeah, interesting.
Blake's asleep, even though he does more woodworking. Do you do any woodworking
I
anymore?
haven't done anything in almost a year.
Really? Why is that?
Wood was really high, and then the garage became so cluttered, I got overwhelmed.
What's the plan now?
I don't know. Hopefully, I get the bug back in the spring.
Interesting facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interesting Facts. This is the part of the show where Jason has scoured the internet. Thank you, ladies. Scoured the internet to find out facts about this show that you may not know. Thank you. I did all the work. He didn't do anything. Thank you. Cecily Strong in the audience, everybody. This is the part of the show where he's found facts that you may not know. All we ask is that you don't taint someone else's experience by giving your opinion of these facts. Just listen to the facts, absorb the facts, and appreciate the facts and the hard work that he's done.
Sorry, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting facts. Carmen Got Expelled was a television series pitched to Disney Television Animation by El Tigre creator Jorge R. Gutierrez in 2010. Disney turned down the series, however, it remains as a pilot episode consisting of a fully animated intro sequence and a color animatic fact.
Is it on Disney Plus?
No, I don't believe it is.
Okay.
El Tigre, the previous project by Jorge R. Gutierrez, the creator of the show. El Tigre was a Adobe Flash cartoon made for Nickelodeon that followed the adventures of Manny Rivera, a 13-year-old boy with superpowers trying to choose between doing good and evil. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before.
Did he carry around a guitar?
Sure. Fact. Pilot writer, director, and voice actor Jorge is best known for his work on Maya and the Three, The Book of Life, and the aforementioned El Tigre fact. Stars Carlos Alazraqui as the Baron. You may know him from Fairly Odd Parents, Reno 911, and as the voice of the Taco Bell Chihuahua fact.
Reno 911. What was he? Do you remember who he was?
I don't remember his name, but he was the Mexican guy on there. You remember him?
The cop?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was one of the main guys.
Yeah.
I think towards the end of the series, they fired him.
Yeah.
You remember there's like last 2 seasons, they brought in like Joe Latrulio and a couple other guys?
Yeah.
Anyway, also stars Gray Griffin as Carmen. You may know her as the current voice of Martin on The Simpsons. Cree from the RC. Do you guys ever watch the Transformers movies?
No.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Do you know who RC is? Does that ring?
No.
I've seen one of them. I don't know.
Bumblebee?
No, I saw Dark Side of the Moon or something. It was like the second one. I think. Hello.
You've only seen one Transformers movie? And it was a sequel?
I think it was like.
What possessed you to watch a sequel?
Well, I think it was my daughter's half brother. She's like, "Hey, will you take me to the movies?" I'll take you. Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't for me.
Yeah. Too much.
I love that noise though. The transforming noise. I love that noise.
Were you into Transformers as a kid?
I was a He-Man guy.
You were a He-Man guy? Were you into Transformers?
I had Transformers, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I always had the knockoff ones because we couldn't afford the real ones.
You
So
had the GoBots?
yeah, we had GoBots, but then we had also like the ones like you get them apart and you couldn't figure out how to get them back together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff would break off of them.
The pilot was posted to Vimeo by Gutierrez shortly after Disney passed on the pilot. End of interesting facts.
Good job.
All right, Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter responses.
The only thing I got was the guy who created the show and did like a little voice in there or something. He liked the tweet.
it.
I was hoping to talk to him though.
Lazy
because,
ass?
well, he's kind of a lazy asshole. No, I'm sure he's fine. But no, Jorge Gutierrez liked one of my tweets, and that's about all there was. That's fine. Let's go ahead and put 10 minutes on the clock.
Bing bong.
And we'll break down the pilot episode. I think it was just under 17 minutes. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good length for us, right?
Sure.
We like
I was
Yeah.
so excited when I saw that it was
Yeah.
a shorter one.
What's the longest
So
one you've ever
excited.
had to watch for us? Because sometimes we get made for TV movies, and we really try not to have people
Yeah.
watch those.
I think I did watch a Made for TV. I can't remember all the ones I've watched for the show.
what
but
a
yes, that
slog!
was-
Sorry.
yeah. No, I like shitty productions.
We got a bunch.
I'm totally fine with shitty.
I'm going to do
shitty
one
stuff.
season. As soon as I see Blake get into a kind of a mode where he's like, I'm feeling pretty consistently good, I'm going to drop a season of all an hour and a half pilots.
Nice.
10 episodes in a row. I'm going to fucking level this guy. We got to knock him out eventually.
Yeah. You just, like the final curtain call, just be like, I'm going to make this last 10.
Just really squeeze every last ounce of
If he
juice
would
out of
have
us.
just asked me why I'm not living with anybody for 20 years.
See, that's how it's really sticking with him. See that? He's not fucking with us.
Still thinking about
I
it.
wish he cared enough about me. I won't invite him to my house, but I will remind him all the time that he never comes to my house.
Wow.
No one ever
Passive aggressive.
No one ever
over
comes
there.
over to my house. It's a barren wasteland. You want to start it off, Blake?
Ba-da-bum. Yep, I'll start it off. We started off, and it's kind of like the intro, and what I'm noticing right off the bat is this is a cartoon, and it is animated, but it's not motion animated.
Yeah.
Animated. Their lips don't move, and they don't walk or anything like that. They just kind of slide into wherever they are, which I thought was interesting.
At the time of recording today,
Kind of like the Powerpuff Girls in a way.
no,
It's
well,
very similar. I wrote that down actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Style is very similar to Powerpuff Girls.
The style, not
the
not
artwork style maybe like that, but the animation was similar to what dropped today, which was the first of the 2 Marty Wambacher episodes, and we did the Dead Time stories.
Dead Time Stories, yeah.
And that show was very like this in terms of animation. How it was just kind of like
Quick cuts.
Yeah, quick cuts and not smooth animation whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, this was for the pilot, right? They would have smoothed this out if this was.
Oh no, I think this is
picked
the way.
up.
This is the art form it would have been.
I don't know. In the first thing in Interesting Facts there says there's a fully animated intro, but then animatic. So this might qualify as animatics, but if it was, I do feel like it was pretty polished. It looked finished, just not a smooth animation style.
Well, we meet Carmen, and she doesn't put up with anything. And there's a montage of her like, she's kind of narrating it, but there's a montage of her like beating up all these school monsters and kids and
Bullies
stuff.
and stuff. Yeah,
Just beating the shit out of stuff. And at the end of this intro, like there's a pile of her enemies all like on top of each other, and she's like, "Yeah, I've gotten expelled from every school I ever went to. I don't put up with shit."
Yeah. And she said there's a guy named Baron. He comes in some kind of magic school bus that's flying or whatever, picks her up and takes her to this very extravagant academy.
Yeah, it's a big fancy school, and it's her last chance. You
Last
know?
chance before what? I don't know.
Right,
What
yeah,
happens
execution,
after?
maybe?
Yeah, they're going to kill her?
Yeah, and why did this Baron want her?
Yeah.
Well, obviously to groom her. Duh. I mean, that was
Oh,
implied.
he's a pervert.
That was duh.
I-
Every time I watch a cartoon, I assume that one adult in it is a pervert.
Oh man, takes one to know one. I never assumed that. Jason,
No, what?
do you assume that every cartoon has a pervert in it?
No. I just know there's a
The
sex.
pervert that assumes
exactly
that there's always more perverts.
I will say this,
I
too.
did ask you how you've been doing, and I did. At the beginning of the show, I did ask you how you were doing.
Blake
so
is checking
you can go fuck
boxes in his
yourself.
head.
I
I don't
remember
remember
that.
that.
Shit
I
on me
don't
the
remember
whole time.
Blake's checking boxes. Says, I am a good person. I know that I am.
All right, I'm gonna shit on Jason from now.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'll take some.
Me and you versus Jason.
I'll take it.
As long as I'm never the one picked on, I'm fine.
Carmen looks to me, I don't know if you got this all, she looks like the Kristen Wiig character
Yes.
from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Gilly.
Yes.
She looks almost exactly like Gilly.
Yeah, it's
right?
good. As soon as you said that, yeah, for sure.
Because she, part of the theme song for the sketch of Gilly on SNL, do you know what I'm talking about at all, Tim?
No.
Okay. Well, you know Kristen Wiig, I assume. All right, she did this character where she was this schoolgirl who would do really terrible things in school. And part of her theme song, it was a sketch of the theme song, was like her hair is like a bubble, which looked exactly like this big frizzy afro on a white girl. But here we have it on a girl, which I think is of perhaps Latino descent.
So. And I don't mean to skip forward, but we were talking about her hair. Does anybody else have written down about 3/4 of the way through this pilot that the girl says something about her Carmen's hair and describes it as pussy hair?
No, I missed that.
I didn't catch that.
Okay, well, maybe that was just me. We'll go back up to...
You called him a pervert earlier, right?
Did I say that? I thought I was talking about you.
I don't know. Anyway,
stop shitting on me!
So, we go through this, and she's first day there, she's at this fancy school, and she starts doing a painting. And you don't see it. You see, like, the POV of it, of her
big
making
buckets. Just look like she's just making a big mess.
Yeah, and then she does this painting, this mural, and all of a sudden Johnny comes in a motorcycle, and that's the bad boy.
Crashes through the wall.
That's the Johnny Depp of this cartoon.
Yeah. Let's see here.
What she's done is she's painted the mistress or the head mistress.
They call her head mistress Gnarly.
Gnarly, yeah.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, she likes Johnny's entrance where he crashes through, but she's also mad that she interrupted her portrait of painting Gnarly. But it's not how she looks. She made headmistress Gnarly look like a big dragon breathing fire.
Sure.
And then the headmistress herself shows up, and she's only got one eye. She's got a big eye patch on, but she doesn't seem upset with Carmen because she knows this is her chance to expel her.
Right? Yeah.
This
is what she's been waiting for. And then her niece comes in. Right, and okay, I think her niece's name is Avon or
Evian or something. Evan or something. Yeah.
She caught way more of this shit than I did. I didn't realize that was her niece.
Come on, man,
or her name or anything.
You got Come on, you're dealing with experts.
You guys are the pros. You guys are the
dealing with
pros. I
experts
get it now. Yeah.
You see why he wants that certificate?
I'm in awe. I just can't believe it.
Just a little piece of gold on a thick stock piece of paper.
Oh, it's got to be a thick stock paper.
Big thick stock.
Yeah, I want the typewriter like the indentation of the letters in it, the texture.
You want to feel the effort.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to just a little fucking printer just go gee, gee, gee. Anyway, so she's about to expel her, and she's like, well, you have one more chance. Your punishment is you have to clean the boys' bathrooms.
Well, no, she's going to expel her. The Baron shows up and basically gives her probably one of many reprieves.
Right. He's like, I like the painting. It looks good. It adds something to this room.
He also has a Hispanic accent, as he is Carlos Alazraqui. I think he speaks with an English accent. Not English, but like American accent, Carlos does. But for these characters, he lays it on since he is, in fact, Hispanic himself. And he also has a tiny butler. He looks like a little grape walking around. You notice him?
Yeah.
Baron rips off his shirt to reveal that he is shredded, and he has a jetpack on. He flies and crashes through the roof into parts unknown, I guess.
Parts unknown. So she has to paint the lockers in the whole school, and she has to clean the boys' bathroom.
This is the headmistress punishment to Carmen.
All within like 3 hours.
Well, she said, I think the next day by 6 p.m. or something like that.
And this is, and so the next thing is we meet Hamlet, right? Who is obviously the Baron's pet pig.
He's like a warthog or something,
sure.
Right? A pig or a warthog,
right? And
he's also the school mascot, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, if you're gonna have a warthog, he's got to be the mascot.
She sees the niece walk away with this warthog because she's got to like walk it, and she's like, "Man, this thing is basically Carmen." I don't think she really cares about the warthog.
She wants a reason to get into trouble.
That's exactly right. She wants a reason to fight for something or against something.
Right. So she's gonna help save Hamlet, and he's in a cage, and she's going to help save him because no, he shouldn't be in there.
That's right.
She breaks Hamlet. Her plan is to break Hamlet out at night, and she gets there. She's got some friends. We meet Ozzy.
Some tall tower. This whole academy looks like a castle.
Sure.
To me.
It reminds me of like the school that Wednesday went to in the new. It is this big, huge castle.
Did you guys both watch that?
I watched the whole thing.
I've only seen the first episode.
Is it good?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh, I would say I would. Is it good?
The answer better be yes if you watch the whole thing, right?
You know how those Netflix things are, man.
Yeah.
You start it and then it just keeps going. And you just
I would say I'll give it a C+.
Oh, that's not very good. Yeah. I watched the first episode with my kid. We enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
I wrote down one line that I think we're around here.
Please.
The funniest line of this show. Carmen says to, I believe Ozzy is the kid's name. She says, "You think you're so hot just because you're so hot."
Yeah.
Which I thought was actually like really funny.
Was that Ozzy? Or I think it was Johnny, the motorcycle.
It was
guy.
Johnny.
Whoever it was.
But you're right. Yeah, she did. I remember.
was hilarious.
It was funny.
I enjoyed that one.
Another line, which is the time that I think I laughed out loud, was very close to this. They break into the tower. They see Hamlet. They see Johnny's already up there trying to help him, and then they hear an alarm go off. It's like, we got to get out of here. But obviously, we can't go back the way we came. We grappling hook out the window. They're all like scaling this grappling hook, but the weight of all of them brings it down to the ground, the rope down to the ground, so they all jump off, except for the Ozzy character, who is fired into space. And this is the line that made me crack up. Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember what he said, but yeah.
No.
He says, "Tell my story."
Oh, yeah, tell me.
Tell my story. And up to this point, I don't know that they said his name at all. So I thought, oh, this is the red shirt guy on Star Trek that we'll never see again.
Right.
You know, there's a kid we're going to kill off, and we do see him later.
Yeah, I think
they rocket him into outer space from this rope.
I don't think his name was mentioned until later on, but you're absolutely right. Let's see. So they break him out, and
they go to the woods. They drop off Hamlet.
yeah, and then
And this is their whole plan. Just drop them off in the woods.
yeah,
and
just
they're
drop
done,
him,
right?
to put him back in the wild.
Yeah.
They have no real plan except, we'll just drop him off here. She just wants to fight against something. I think you're exactly right when you said that, Blake.
Yeah, and the Baron is crying, and he's upset about the fact that someone stole Hamlet, and Carmen feels guilty, and she feels bad. She's like, "Oh, I didn't realize that the Baron was like this was his best pet and everything."
And this is when we find out he's a genius. He's a secret genius warthog.
Oh, I missed that part. I know. I think he said that he consults with him regarding financial issues.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is
But it's like his whole family has a storied history with either that specific warthog or like the lineage.
it's the lineage,
okay.
yeah, because like on his chest he opens up like the family crest of the warthog, like family crest.
I was feverishly taking notes.
Oh, it was it was hard to keep up for sure. And so they go back after Hamlet because they're going to save him. And obviously Hamlet is scared to death in the wild. He doesn't know how to do this. And it was some point during this that I thought that the niece Evian said something about her hair being pussy hair. I don't know, like her froey.
That'd be a great reason why Disney would not pick this
well,
up.
I might have been.
mention.
I might have had a couple too many.
Okay.
I don't know. So then the Hamlet's scared, so he goes and he hides, and they track him down, and he goes into the hardcore butcher shop.
Yes.
It was kind of like the Hansel and Gretel thing, right? He's in the woods, he's scared, he sees a house, he goes into it, it's the Wicked Witch, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like that because the butcher's got all sorts of pigs locked up there, and he looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre about ready to he literally has a chainsaw about ready to cut these pigs up, and then the kids come in to save their pig, and they're like, "No, you can't take this thing. I'm about to slaughter it." And then the boy Ozzy, who was fired in outer space, crashes through the roof and on top of the chainsaw guy, giving them a moment to unlock everyone, and everyone does a big escape, and then they're followed by some punk who had a couple of bulldogs outside. They're followed by the butcher. They're followed by Evian or whatever her name is, and Evian's got like suited thugs with her. They look like John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction. You know, they're wearing these suits. So all these people are chasing after him.
Yeah, so you have the montage of them because they somehow find a carnival.
Yeah, they say we'll lose him in the carnival.
Yeah, just out of the middle of
very
nowhere.
convenient.
Yeah. They must have had some carnival footage that they wanted to,
This doubles down on the Hispanic aspect of this, too, because the carnival almost has a Dia de los Muertos look about it,
Bless
too.
you.
Oh, thank you. I can't shake it.
Yeah, so then there's like a song, and then, of course the chase scene.
It's a great montage here,
Yeah,
actually.
for sure.
They run into and win a pig race, and there's a montage with the song being played where it says Carmen, like they're using her name in the song.
I like the song.
I did too. It was a fun part of I like the montage. Montages always kind of remind me back to like Scooby-Doo stuff, when the song would kick in and everyone's running into different doors and popping out of trash cans and shit. We get a fat lady in a water tank. We get a roller coaster ride, a large clown hot air balloon, and the jump of doom, all of which, of course, they survive.
Sure. Yep, and at the
Morbid to start killing people in the pilot, though, right?
right, there are some some people
happens.
die. And so the crowd's cheering, and then they go on the slingshot, and they slingshot Carmen and Evian.
I have it as Evone, which I think is what IMDb had it like. So Yvonne, maybe something like that.
They shoot them up into space or in the air. Hamlet and the Baron are back together again, and so before it's almost time for her. She'll be expelled.
And they've been rocketed in this flaming skull, whatever it was, this slingshot. And the Hamlet flies into the Baron, but the Carmen flies a different way.
Yeah, of course. And she's got to get the lockers painted and the boys' bathroom cleaned up in like 3 minutes. Gets it done, but in the meanwhile, she injures herself.
Well, when she gets rockets through, she comes in and grabs the paints as she's flying through the hallways, paints everything, including Headmistress Gnarly, who's counting the seconds until she gets to expel her, and then into the bathroom where she does a huge mess, but happens to take a mop and bucket with her and cleans the whole thing.
Right.
So she completes her task with seconds left. Right. But you're right. She does get hurt, and she loses all her teeth. It looks like.
She's got her arm bandaged, her head bandaged. Next scene, she's in the hospital. The Baron, Hamlet, Johnny, they all come see her, and and then I don't know if it's Ozzy or Johnny even that says, was it worth it? Was it getting hurt? Was it worth it? And she's like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
That's right. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Oh, thank you.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Bing bong.
Tim, you told us your favorite line from the show. Is there anything else you wanted to mention? I feel like we had stomped all over you there.
No, my notes were terrible.
Okay.
So
It's hard. It was okay. I will say in your defense, because I'm not picking on you, obviously, I'm picking on him.
Thank you.
Good.
But in a 16-minute, fast-paced cartoon, it is difficult to take notes and watch it if you're not committed to watching it more than once, which I refuse to do.
I think I would have done better had I just watched it one time and then.
And that's what Jason does. That's what Jason does.
Smart man.
I
missed a lot.
I don't do
A
that.
lot.
I tell you what, I do that on the other show that I work on, Radio Rewind, where we watch music and music videos. Yeah. I do watch the whole music video up front, and then I go back and take notes. But stuff like this, I just pause it. When I feel like I need to take a note, I just pause it.
Really? I didn't pause it. I just let it keep going, and I'd scribble
you're
stuff down, and I missed a little bit.
I didn't expect you to be a pauser.
I'm a pause boy. I'm sorry.
Pause boy.
But I think it was such a fast-paced show that if you take 10 seconds and write a note, you've missed some good stuff.
That's exactly right.
You missed one of the characters saying pussy hair.
Yeah, missed it. Totally missed it.
For sure.
This is part of the show where we say, why didn't this work? And one of the first questions I usually ask is strictly, why didn't this work? And I do have perhaps an answer, or at least an answer that I think the creator of the show believes to be the reason why it wasn't picked up. And it says, according to the series creator, George or Jorge R.
Wait a minute, we
Gutierrez.
should guess.
Okay.
Blake, do you have a guess?
I would say that it may be too violent for Disney.
So not that it said pussy hair.
No, they were fine with that. I'm assuming that was my imagination.
Too violent, even though they do like the Marvel Universe stuff.
Well, back in 2010, they would have never have thought to
Disney
do that.
Channel.
This was before they wanted to make money. It was the reason why you lapsed on some of your rules and morals and values is because there's $bazillion behind it. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody offered me $1 billion, I'd be the worst fucking person in the world. I'd be Elon Musk.
So because it's too violent.
I mean, it didn't seem very Disney-esque, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In 2010, and that's how I judge these, is based on the time frame.
Tim is the one who said we should all guess. I assume you have a guess.
I'm going to say the style wasn't what Disney liked.
The style?
Yeah.
Well, either of you could be correct. But Jorge Gutierrez believes the show was not picked up due to management at the time feeling unconfident in the idea of a minority-led animated series being successful and how it almost forced him to make Carmen undergo a race lift if he wanted the series greenlit.
She'd have to be a whitey.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Jorge R. Gutierrez, a Mexican or Latino fellow himself, an animator of many projects.
13 years later, we got a Black Mermaid.
That's true. But that's real life, though. That's not even a cartoon anymore, though, right?
And Encanto, that's purely
Encanto, yeah.
Latin American people.
It's out there. I think there's a lot of great strides.
Disney got woke. They got woke.
They had to. You got to.
Woke up.
Yeah. What would you guys improve on this?
The animation style was really uncomfortable to me, and maybe that's just because it was not finished and polished. But it was just weird. It was like a Powerpuff style, but like the colors like had weird gradient. I don't know. It was just uncomfortable to me. I didn't like this animation
I would have
style.
liked it to have been more fluid as well.
Yeah.
I liked the whole like choppiness of it myself.
Did you?
Yeah, for sure.
We always ask where would it go if it survived. I assume most, if not all, activities would be centered around the school and her constantly getting in trouble and trying to get out of it, a la an insane Saved by the Bell, right?
Sure.
Every week, Zach Morris and all the rest are getting in trouble, but just barely getting out by the skin of their teats.
Right, and you can always introduce new villains and stuff because there's so many kids that probably go to that school.
And all the professors too, all the
Mary
all
Ann's.
teachers.
Well, there's a lot of
millionaire.
potential for like big characters and stuff. But do you guys think they put too many in this initial pilot?
No, I think that the main characters you have are the Baron, the headmistress, and Carmen and Johnny.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
think of how many other characters they threw in here. It was hard for me to follow all the additional ones.
Yeah,
you know,
you got Yvonne, you got who's the
Ozzy.
and then there was another girl with them too.
Yeah,
wasn't there?
when we're trying to get him out of the tower.
Bing.
Yeah.
I looked up her name. Her name was Bing, but I think it was mentioned once.
yeah.
So
There was a lot to follow. A lot of characters for one 16-minute.
it is fast and
episode.
furious.
Yeah, it's very fast.
It's
yeah.
very coming quick.
Yep.
Coming in hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
It's part of the program where we say, hey, other people have seen Carmen Got Expelled. We're not the only idiots who've done it. Other people have watched it. Other people have had things to say and ratings associated with their thoughts after viewing it. Blake, what do you think people from around the world rated Carmen Got Expelled? Or did you cheat?
No,
You
I
should
didn't.
ask-
I didn't cheat. I didn't look at either one. I was
Okay.
very busy today. I didn't have time to. I would say a 7.3.
7.3. Do you want to guess, Tim?
Yeah, that seems high. I'm going to go 6.7.
It's an 8.0.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And that's from 7 ratings. So not many ratings here.
No.
No critic reviews as far as I could tell. A few viewer reviews real quick. Toon Girl 18 from 2015 says, boy, I love how Headmistress Gnarly has one deep voice because she was voiced by Jeff Bennett, my favorite voice actor. I bet Dr. Girlfriend from the Venture Brothers would meet Gnarly. I don't know if you guys know that reference. You know.
Who has a favorite voice actor?
I actually kind of do.
Do you believe this fucking nerd?
I
Blake?
know, right?
Stop shitting
Favorite
on me!
voice actor?
I collect.
Passive aggressive.
I collect vintage plates, vintage furniture, and I have
I'm gonna lose sleep.
I have my own favorite voice actor,
What are you
which
doing to me?
which I love.
Billy West. Fucking
Well,
Billy
all
West.
right. I'll give you Billy West.
Oh, you see, even he knows Billy West.
fuck Billy West. Fuck that
Fuck
guy.
that guy.
Ren and Stimpy bullshit.
I am spinning you alright.
He was in Space Jam. Okay, guys. He was in Space Jam.
What, in your opinion, what is your favorite character that Billy West ever did, and why?
He's the best. He used to be Marge Schott. You know Marge Schott? You better know her. 1980s owner of MLB.
Oh yeah, the Reds. Yeah,
Billy West used to call into the Stern Show all the time as Marge
her?
Schott. Yeah. You got to give him props for that.
Yeah.
Give him some props. Say it.
On a side note, I don't like sports, but he did a really good Marge Schott. I looked her up on Wikipedia to find out who she was, but his voice for her was amazing.
All you had to do is ask me if I ever lived with a lady, you know? Then you would have been able to move all past this.
My squirrels, Butch and Ted, are doing very well. Thank you for not fucking asking about them. It is coming wintertime, you know. I gave them an extra sack of nuts so they could spend more time with me instead of
Sack of nuts.
so they could spend some extra time with me on my window ledge instead of hunting for their food for the winter.
This guy's an idiot. He doesn't even know that squirrel food comes in bags, not sacks. What an idiot.
I went on a date with a girl. She didn't want to go again. It's her fault. She was a crazy bitch.
Hey, that was off mic. There's way more to the story than that. Well, that's just hurtful there.
I'm learning that from my wife. Is you take whatever parts of a story that you will help your cause, and then you just completely forget about the rest of them, and then you gaslight. You just like, no, that's all that happened. Nothing else happened. And I'm like, no, this happened. Nope, didn't happen.
I'm taking notes, mental notes.
Don't take notes from us.
Well,
You
there was
should-
one
you
time
should
that
be
Billy
doing just
West
fine.
had a book, and he took a lot of mental notes and he said, the best thing about being a voice actor is nobody can see you, and you can be anybody you want to be, and that's why I like him so much. Because at night, when I'm in my twin bed with my 3,000 CDs around me, I can be whoever I want to be. Sometimes I want to be Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future 7. And sometimes I want to be that cool porn star that's bald but has big muscles and fucks that girl. And I can do that today because of Billy West.
I think some of him is leaking into his baby. I don't know.
That took a
I went to
turn.
the Goodwill the other day and I thought to myself, what would Billy West do? He'd buy this sign for a quarter that says, "Hi."
I think most people know that Blake does all the technical stuff for the show here, but this is the most work he's ever done for the program on mic in like 6 years. So this is fantastic. I love this. How do you feel?
I feel great.
You look great. This is the best I've seen you in a
I
long
feel like I
time.
contributed for
This
once.
would be a great time to smoke weed, right?
There you go.
Could really amp up your current mood, right?
I didn't bring any.
Just to amp up my Billy West imitation.
That was an imitation of me talking about Billy West. All right, there's other people talking about, but we're just gonna skip it. We'll skip
My
it there.
back's killing. Yeah. That's why I don't laugh, because it hurt me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FC.
Can you imagine being so miserable that laughing, the act of bringing joy to oneself,
Causes you
It's
pain,
exhausting.
physical pain.
Can't do it anymore.
Turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
if there's one person they said, who do you think that would ever happen to? I would guess Blake. That's all right, though. All right, let's go ahead and grade this thing. You kind of did a rundown earlier during the show, right? Like, how happy are you?
Sure, yeah.
Tim?
The rating for the show is a 1 through 7. It's based off of the amazing television show from the 90s, Wings. Actually, there was a Wings post like on Facebook the other day, and I was going to screenshot it and send it to you, but then you were like, you'd be like, man, whatever, who cares? But
Why should you just come over to my house and give it to me there?
I am not driving all the way to your house.
I come to your house all the fucking time. Come over and bring me a sack of peanuts, won't you?
They come in a pouch. It's a 1 through 7, based off the characters of Wings. And 1 being the worst. That's a Roy Biggins. 7, that's the best you can be. That's a Brian Hackett. Tim, you're our guest. How do you rate Carmen Gets Expelled?
So I watch a lot of cartoons with my children. They watch a lot of like girly
I
shit
watch it
that I
because
hate.
of Billy West, but my kids watch it because they don't know any different yet.
If they wanted to watch this, I would be excited. So I'll give it a 5.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Captain Philip, rest assured, I know you're exhausted from really piling it on me, and I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but I'm devastated. How do you rate?
There's no way you're going to lose 100 pounds now. You're going to go home and eat your eat your sorrows away.
This is all anger fuel. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to do 100 crunches and eat a big bowl full of celery. How do you rate Carmen Got Expelled?
I give it a 6. It was fun. I liked the animation. I liked that there wasn't, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of shortcuts, but there wasn't. And I think it would be cheaper to make this if they're not moving their lips and they're moving, their legs and around. I think.
But so you like that style?
No, I do.
You think that's a choice for this, and not
Oh, yeah,
necessarily the animatics?
no,
and you think that's what they were going to do?
Yeah, I do. I give it a 6. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, I disagree. I think that I don't think it was a choice. I think this is maybe like an early stage of it. However, it did seem very polished. Sometimes you see like the black and white drawings; they look very sketchy and they kind of jut around. This is not that. It is a very clean pilot,
But
minus the flowing animation.
But are you going to rate this pilot itself, or are you going to rate what you think the going forward is going to do? Because that's what I'm getting right now. It's like you need to just look at this animation as you're like, well, I don't think it's going to be like this moving forward.
Yeah. As a stylistic choice, I agree with Jason though. Like that's not.
But that's
this
not
is
how you're
weird.
rating it though. You got to rate it based on just this pilot.
And based on that, I'm going to agree with Tim, and I'm going to give it a 5. I liked how it looked. I wish the animation would flow better. I think that's a key part of it. And I don't think this is a fully fleshed out pilot. I think they're missing that purposefully.
Sure.
Because they probably are like, what is it, like 32 frames a second or something? And so we're seeing like
24 frames.
we're seeing a fraction of that. So they're probably
Yeah.
saving a lot of money doing it the way they did. That's fine. It's the elevator pitch, but it looks good. It polished well. They got some good voice actors here. They didn't have my favorite voice actor. His name is Billy West. I don't know if you knew that.
Never heard of him.
He's making a note of Billy West. Good luck trying to get a hold of him. He's been on some fucking cartoons. He's never responded to me.
That's
You're the stalker, Jay.
doing this show for so many years.
Got a
And the
restraining
one
order.
person I've interviewed amazing people, but the one person I want to interview so I can get down doing this fucking show is I just want him, Billy West, to respond to one of my Twitters. And I keep finding pilots that he was in, and I keep doing them. And he never responds to me. It's like he's got something better to do. I'm his biggest fan. I was going to offer him a butter container from my Pyrex.
Look at me in the eyes.
I can't. No, you know exactly what I'm doing. I keep my eyes closed, not looking anywhere near you, so I can keep going. I felt I was on a roll. Thank you very much.
He's got his eyes closed the whole time, just to give paint a picture for the people at home listening. Where were we? Oh, I like this. I like the story. It's fun. It's insane. It's over the top. I like that there are hints of Hispanic culture in there, like the theme of the carnival, some of the characters. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, you would.
Sure, if it's a slight at me or not, I feel like I
Have
agree
you
with
ever
you on the
heard Billy
fun.
West do his impersonation of an Hispanic? He did it in a 1973 cartoon that never went to series. His name was Jorge Posada.
Look at me when you do that. Look me right in the eye when you do that.
Look at me when you make fun of me. I can't do it. I looked right over him. I couldn't even do it.
All right, with the scores of
Because of all the respect I have for you.
Yeah, that's
I can't
right.
look you in the eye.
5 and a 5 and a 6. We'll close the book on Carmen Got Expelled, and we'll never mention that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of The Phantom. And here's a little something to wet your whistle. The Phantom, along with canine companion Devil, investigate wicked doings at the plantation of Mrs. Harris. You can find the entire episode of The Phantom by subscribing to Couch Pilots on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Blake, look at me in the eye.
You know what to do, too.
Thank you. Woo! Boy, we're done, guys.
We're almost done,
They said it couldn't be done. They said it shouldn't be done.
but we continue to do it.
Are you sticking around for next week, too?
Sure.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
I mean, I'll be back next week.
Okay.
Yeah, don't. Here, bring me that joint next week.
Yeah, we'll do.
You don't carry drugs on you?
No, I don't.
not a
Maybe I
fucking
should.
idiot.
This is the first time it's come up, but now I
No,
will.
you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
I
carry it on you.
disagree. I think you should
Right,
keep drugs
I'm
on
doing
you.
I would think
I'm
that your
doing it.
Tesla would have like a little like joint pocket
Yeah,
couch
it does.
thing.
Yeah, it's going.
Like you have to put your hand over. Like you just wave your hand over, it pops up.
Yep. Yep. It's like a fingerprint
transformer.
reader. Yeah. The voice of my Tesla, Billy West.
Oh, nice. You can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, Tesla.
He
You
gives
can
the
program it.
directions,
You can program it to
Of
you.
course,
Whatever.
yeah.
This is a part of the show where we say you can find us on Twitter and Facebook. You can go to couchpilotspodcast.com. All of our past
Get
episodes
off
are
Twitter.
there.
Get off Twitter.
Or you can get off Twitter because Elon Musk is very clearly, it's becoming an alt-right platform.
But that's the only place that we're active.
Change your Twitter responses to email responses.
Yeah. Oh, God, it would die. It would die even more so than now. I wouldn't have been able to talk to Harry Shearer if we were doing email only. That would have been a nightmare. But we also, if we have a guest on, we always like to say, what's the guest plugs? And I want to talk about this more in depth next week when you come back.
okay.
But what would you like to plug, if anything?
Oh, nothing. Yeah. Just hanging out.
See, that's a slap in the face because he knows no one's going to hear this.
All right, let's channel.
Right, he's like, why-
no, it's past. Jesus.
Do you think there's a lot of overlap between pilot authors
Do you listen to podcasts?
and a show that's been run for 38 seasons?
Do you listen to
with
podcasts
multiple
outside of
spin-offs
this?
and shit like that?
Do you listen
I
to
do
them?
a show on a successful television show. You do exclusively failed TV shows.
That's
There's
where
no
we
overlap.
fucked up. That's where we
There's
fucked
no
up.
overlap here.
That's where we fucked up.
Yeah,
Thanks for rubbing it in our nose.
I do.
Our show is harder.
Comes pulling
Because
up in a
we have
Tesla.
to look for these things that no one cares about, no one talks about. We have to. Our show is tougher to do. It doesn't mean it's better. It is. It will never be more
It's better.
successful.
It's better than mine.
It'll never be more successful.
It'll
because,
never be more successful.
because people don't give a shit about.
It's way better.
Like Adventures in Babysitting is always my go-to example for some fucking reason with like a 12-year-old Brian Austin Green in it. But yeah, like people don't seek that shit out. But you are smart. That's why you're successful because you're like, what's something people like? I'll do a show on that.
Yeah,
We're not
start
that
your
smart.
Billy West podcast.
Boy, I tell you what,
Blake
we
will
would've-
listen to it.
Like if we had done the Golden Girls podcast, we would have done. How many episodes did they do? Say like 165.
Yeah, we would have been done.
We first of all we watch them all, right?
Right.
As you do, and then you go back and you watch them all again with commentary. We still might be doing it now, but actually maybe not even. At
Then we
this
started
point.
doing our own. We do.
No, Betty White dies. Boom, boom, boom. Listenership through the roof.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
You'd have to, on your third time around, you'd have to review your original review.
Yeah, first show proper, show with commentary, and the third time we listen to our show talking about it,
Right.
and the fourth time we listen to our show talking about the commentary.
I do say of all the things like when you do a show, you try to think of everything, but then you always. I do wish the one thing I kick myself is that I didn't keep track of our ratings for every episode. And that does bother me.
Okay, well, here's the thing: you could look it up if you wanted to. I know that you won't.
How you'd have to listen to every episode.
All you have to do is go to the end of every episode and hear that, right? And then second, if you did do that, to what end? What would you do with that information?
Exactly, I know, but it would be nice to have.
But you always say like, yeah, I wish I had that, but like, what the fuck are you gonna do with it?
Well, I'd be like, yeah, this is the.
Jason, maybe stop giving Blake such a hard time, man.
I'm a real
He's just over there doing his best, you know?
You're busting my balls here.
pussy hair.
Or as Billy West would say, you're busting my balls here.
I knew you knew who he was.
You're busting my balls.
Thanks for plugging your show, Tim.
Yeah, my pleasure.
We're going to talk about more next week. There's a lot to talk about there. Hey, Blake, you said at the end of these episodes you had something that you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, and basically, I'm using this week to announce that starting next week.
Next season. Yeah.
Yep, next week is season 38. I have announcements every single
Holy
episode leading up to CouchCon 2023.
When do you think was the last time you did that much work for the show, creatively?
Well, besides that great Billy West bit,
Which I hope we return to week after week going forward.
I spent about 20 minutes. I had to do some research.
God damn, that's like 20 times the amount you normally do, right?
Exactly. I was wore out. I slept for like 3 hours.
What's
after that.
20 times 0? All right, this pilot.
So yeah, so just pay it. I think a lot of people, a lot of the old schoolers miss a lot of the folklore of couch pilots. We didn't have a CouchCon this year. A lot of other people were disappointed. They emailed us.
Well, we lost like 20,000 of our fans down
because
in New
of
Orleans.
yeah.
So tell me why we didn't.
Yeah,
have one.
for legal purposes, we couldn't even. But anyway, we will have a major announcement every episode for next season.
Very exciting, Tim. I appreciate you being here.
Anytime.
You are a later in life friend for me that I feel like is a grown up.
Yeah.
You're a grown up.
Thanks. Yeah.
He drinks scotch, smokes weed.
You act like a grown up and you do grown up
Well,
things.
that's totally debatable.
And I'm impressed by your maturity, and it humbles me.
Well, that's really sad, but thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Hey, this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again